Hello guys, hello everyone, welcome to Living in the South PH. My friends have been asking me about my opinion on uh, the renewal or non-renewal of the contract or the franchise of ABS-CBN. And last night, um, ABS-CBN artists and journalists actually showed their support by rallying in the streets in support to ABS-CBN. Now, in this video, I just like to answer three questions about this issue. Okay, so the first question is, should the franchise of ABS-CBN be renewed or not? I think it's not for me to answer really, because the power to renew the contract lies on the Congress, and the power to revoke the franchise is also in their hands or in the hands of the Supreme Court. But I've read Republic Act 7966, and I looked at the provisions that granted that the government or the Republic has granted ABS-CBN. It has granted ABS-CBN the franchise to construct, operate, and maintain for commercial purposes and in the public interest television and radio broadcasting stations in and throughout the Philippines through microwave, satellite, or whatever means, including the use of any new technologies in television and radio systems with corresponding technological auxiliaries or facilities, special broadcast and broadcast distribution services, and relay stations. So I don't think they have violated any of these as far as I know. And another thing is responsibility to the public. Okay. The grantee shall provide adequate public service to enable the government through the said broadcasting stations to reach the population on important public issues, provide at all times sound and balanced programming, promote public participation such as community programming, assist in the functions of public information and education, conform to the ethics of honest enterprise, and not use its stations for the broadcasting of obscene and indecent language, speech, act, or scene, or for the dissemination of deliberately false information or willful misrepresentation to the detriment of public interest, or to incite, encourage, or assist in subversive or treasonable acts. So those are the responsibilities of ABS-CBN to the public. So if they have violated any of these, or they were not able to deliver on these guidelines, then they might be liable. Now that is for the Congress to decide, or for the Supreme Court to decide, because right now the power to that ABS-CBN, whether they would continue or not, depends on the decision of the Congress, whether they're going to renew the contract or not after March 30, or for the Supreme Court to decide on the quo warranto case filed by the Solicitor General. Now, for me, what I think is ABS-CBN deserves a fair hearing and investigation by the Congress. Since it's about to expire, ngayong March 30, kasi alam naman natin yung length of time that the franchise has been granted. That's 25 years. So, patapos na yung 25 years. So, dapat 1, 2, 3 years bago mag-expire yon, dapat nag-umpisa na yung hearing. Okay? And it seems as though hanggang ngayon, wala pang nangyayaring hearing. The Senate has meron ng bill and has committed to start the hearing, since the lower Congress has not started it yet, and there seems to be a delay. Ayun. So, pag hindi siya na-renew by March 30, yun nga, 11,000 people are at stake of losing their jobs. Ayun. So, I can't say whether ABS-CBN's franchise has to be renewed or not, but I think they deserve a fair hearing and trial. So dapat before mag-expire, the Congress has already made a decision whether they will renew the franchise of ABS-CBN or not, and they have to set the conditions. If ABS-CBN wants to renew, what should ABS-CBN do, what programs or what um, portions of its business should it have to correct, no, what practices do they have to stop doing. The CEO of ABS-CBN, Carlo Katigbak, has already given his statement, and he said that whatever the law mandates, they will follow. Okay, and they are willing to correct whatever practices they have done, which have not been uh, on the side of the people. Now, the second question about this is this a suppression of the rights of the press? Yeah. With what is happening right now, it's easy to say that it is a suppression of the rights. Bakit? Kasi it seems to be like an attack, dalawang ways. Parang these two ways are parang safety net of each other, no? Kung hindi magfi-fail yung isang attack, meron pang another plan B na ready naman, that will ensure that ABS-CBN will cease airing, no? Parang nakikita natin na mukhang desididong-desidido yung mga tao dito sa likod ng shutdown ng ABS-CBN to really ensure na magsa-shutdown nga. First, merong delay in the Congress. So, isa na yon. So, it seems like people in Congress are siding with the president. We know that the president has been very vocal about his opinion on the shutdown of ABS-CBN, and we have congressmen, people in the Congress who are trying to delay the process. Masyadong malapit na yung March, no? And yet they haven't started the hearing. They are saying that they're too busy to attend to this hearing on the renewal of ABS-CBN franchise. Well, this is not something that just came out, no? Hindi to isang emergency thing na kailangang pag-hearing sila. This has already been scheduled because alam naman natin na, sabi nga natin, alam natin na 25 years yung contract. So prior to the expiration, there must already preliminary sessions conducted, no, by the certain committee in Congress, and they should have made their investigations, and then this has to be talked about whether to give ABS-CBN its franchise or not for the next few years, no, after its expiration in March 30. Another is there's a case, a Cuaranto case filed by the Solgen in the Supreme Court. And if you look at the track record of the Supreme Court, most of its decisions have been on the side of the president, no? So parang we know that the Congress, the judiciary, and the executive are supposed to be independent of each other, but what's happening right now, especially in this case on the renewal of ABS-CBN contract, parang all of these three are really for the shutdown of ABS-CBN. But of course, we're not going to judge yet, no? We have to wait for the decisions of the Congress. The Senate is already making its move, but then again, it's up for us to see, no, what happens. Okay, if they will be in favor of the president. We've also heard Panelo saying that it's not actually the president who is behind this, no. Yun ang sinabi niya in an interview with Karen Davila, no. Yeah, siguro it's really not the president's power naman talaga to shut down a company, but it seems as if his supporters are working, in their respective branch of the government, to make sure that what the president wants to happen happens. No. And then, while ABS-CBN is not the whole Philippine press naman itself, yun ang sinasabi din ni Panelo that shutting down ABS-CBN is not suppression of the press because it's the Philippine press is not just ABS-CBN. There are still other stations. Okay, if ABS-CBN will stop airing, there will be another company who could take its place, right? So it's not technically suppressing press freedom, but knowing that ABS-CBN is the biggest media company in the Philippines, and if you're able to shut it down, it sends a very clear message to all other media outfit, right? So para tong the big one in terms of its impact on the Philippine media landscape. Kasi it would send a message to all the media such that they have to be careful now in their dealings with the government, or else they would suffer the same fate that ABS-CBN, if everything falls into their according to their plan, no, they would what would happen to ABS-CBN would also happen to them. So they'd have to be careful, and so baka that's a fear that maybe they would stop doing its job. The media would stop doing its job as a watchdog, and that would not be good for any democratic country, that the media will stop doing its job. So in a democracy, the media is really, really important. No, it has a very important role in the check and balance of our government. And the third question is, personally, do I want ABS-CBN to continue? Yes. ABS-CBN has been the channel that we grew up with. Okay, we've learned a lot of values then sa ABS-CBN through its programs. We've been entertained. It has, inspired us in many ways through its different programs. And ABS-CBN is one of the Philippines' pride in terms of its achievements, no, in the field of journalism, in the field of entertainment. Yun, it has earned the uh, appreciation, admiration of other countries towards the country because of the quality of their programs, the movies, and kumbaga, it's already part of our culture. And then, yeah, although, yeah, there are a lot of transformations that ABS-CBN has yet to go through, no, but there is no perfect organization nga. But we still look forward that this is going to be what ABS-CBN is going through right now would be an opportunity for it to grow further, to improve itself, to serve better the Filipino people. And yes, while I want ABS-CBN to continue broadcasting, I also wanted to answer all the accusations thrown against them. I want them to take accountability, okay, to be ready for whatever the consequences of their violations may be, if proven, okay. So I want the hearing, the investigations to be done fairly, and let's pray for the democracy of the Philippines.